back out here in the shop, and yep, you see it. I'm actually getting to work on my own car today. Being as I do drive this car on a regular basis, once in a while I've got to do some maintenance to it. And the last few times I've had the car out, I've been noticing a little noise coming out of the left front, sounding like a wheel bearing noise. Which kind of disappointed me because I put this brake kit on this car maybe 10,000 miles ago, when I put the car back on the road about 6 years ago. So for a bearing to go bad that quick shouldn't happen. But this is the time we live in where the quality of our parts are just not what they used to be. So I'm going to take you through the process of having to change a bearing out. And first of all, I'm going to show you how I determined that there is a bearing bad. Now, like I said, I've heard the noise over on the left side, and I don't know how well you'll be able to hear this, but I'll put the camera up close to the wheels as I spin them. Now, this is the right side wheel. Okay, just a little bit of brake noise from the pads that drag along the rotor. And we'll spin the driver's side. If you can hear that difference, you hear that grumbling in there, that's our bad bearing. So we're going to go ahead and take this wheel off, get the brake caliper off, get the rotor off, see which bearing is bad. I've already purchased a set of inner and outer bearings and races and a new seal for this side. So whichever bearing is bad, doesn't matter because I'm just going to replace them both. I'm going to be in there. So let's get this thing apart and get her fixed up. I've got Cars and Coffee to get to tomorrow, and the kids are excited to go. Right, as you've seen in the time lapse, I got the rotor off. These are pretty easy to take off, so we're going to see if we can figure out which bearing is bad. And they've still got some, well, grease is a little lacking in this one. And this is a seal puller. Now when you use one of these, you destroy the seal, so you better have another one ready to go, which I have here. New seal. Hopefully it's the right one. Well, that one came out pretty easily, so if I have to, I can reuse that. Alright, here's our problem. This is the bearing that was chewing itself up. It's going to be pretty hard to see on camera, but I'll get it up here close. I don't know if you can see that, but there are some pieces of metal on our bearing. And that's what was making the noise. So it's starting to chew itself up. And again, it's not dry by any means. So I'm not sure what happened with these bearings. They really should have lasted a lot longer than they did. Again, just like everything else, made in China. Unfortunately, the new ones I got, let's see. I saw it on here the other day. Oh, no. These are actually made in Brazil. These might last a little longer. Oh, this one's made in China. So I got one Brazilian and one China. We're just doing an international job here. So we've got to knock out the race because I do want to change the race in here since it is hot. It got scored. It is no good. And new bearings come with new races. So we're going to flip this back over. And I'm going to get a drift and a hammer. Alright, so I've got my tools I need. It's just a round drift, about a 1/4 inch drift. Hammer. And you just go down inside till you find the edge of the race. Rock your pin against the, or your drift against the hub center. And just start knocking it down. Kind of want to go around so it comes down and even, and out it comes. Alright, so knock out the upper one. I don't know how well you can see this, but you can see it's really burned on the inside. So just again showing that that inner one was the one that was bad. And we'll go ahead and knock out the outer one too. So our outer bearing actually wasn't bad, but I'm in here going to replace them both. I'm probably going to go ahead and pull the other wheel off, take the other rotor back off, and just check the grease in the bearings just to make sure that they are not having any issues. Wipe out this inside, clean the grease out of it. So the other tool we need to install everything, you've seen me use this before doing bearings. I'll find our inner bearing. That's the outer one. So your bearing race is tapered, and these corresponding discs are tapered, so you just need to find the right size one that fits down inside of it. Alright, so that fits inside, and the outer edge sits around this lip here, so when you're hammering it in, that's what you're knocking against. You just kind of get it set in there. Use the driver. There it goes. Alright, so that's home. Now we'll take our bearing, our new bearing, and use my handy dandy bearing packer. Make sure you get a good amount of grease squeezed up through the bearing rollers. Now you can see when you press down on that center, it pushes the grease up through the inside of the bearing and fills everything up. So then I'll just clean out the center of it and apply it to the outer part of the rollers, where it's going to set into the race at, just to make sure it's got plenty of grease. Like I said, the old bearing still had grease in it, so I don't know. It's beyond me why we can't make bearings in this country anymore. We can't make anything here anymore, and it's showing. This products that we're getting from overseas, the quality is just not there. So there's my rant. Alright, we'll put a little bit more down here in the race. Get it pre-lubed. Bearing down in there and just kind of push that grease back down inside. Inside the bearing. Our excess in here. Take our new seal, and we can use the same driver, just flipped upside down, so that the tapered part is up. Yeah, that's not the right seal. I didn't think it was going to be. Alright, so we'll have to reuse our old seal. Alright, so that's got our seal set back in. Flip this back over. Do the same procedure with the outer bearing here. Drop our bearing in. And just kind of push that grease back down inside that bearing. Clean the center out. Excess off the edges. And that's it. We're ready to roll again. Clean off our washer. So that's basically it. That's a repair procedure when you have a bearing noise on an older car that uses tapered roller bearings. A lot of newer cars, you'll get the same noise out of the car, but they are usually a one-piece sealed bearing that requires presses and or special tools to take them in and out. So that's a different procedure to replace those bearings. But these are fairly easy to do. This has taken me maybe half an hour to go ahead and replace this bearing, get everything cleaned up and repacked and ready to go back on the car. So the install of the rotor is reverse procedure of what I did taking it off. So we'll go ahead and get that put back on. Alright, so here's our repacked rotor, new bearings. Slide it on there. Try not to lose your bearing. There is a keyway in this washer that lines up with a slot on the spindle. Keeps that washer from spinning. Let's put our nut back on. Hand tighten. And then we'll tighten it up. Give it a spin. That's a little bit noisier bearing than what I'd like to hear, but it is new, so saw me replace it. Alright. This nut is a locking cap for your nut, so it slides over top of the nut and it'll line up with holes that are in the spindle. It's usually right in the keyway, so you want to line up your notches in the top of this. And you can put your new cotter pin down inside of there, and everything will be nice and tight and not able to come loose. Cap back on, caliper and everything back together, and we're ready to go down the road. So that's a simple process of replacing a bad wheel bearing. Again, you got to listen to your car. A lot of times, drive around with the radio on all the time. Listen to your car. It'll tell you what's going on with it. That's how I knew this bearing was going bad. And we did find the same bearing that I thought I heard that was bad. So I appreciate everybody watching. I hope this was helpful to anybody out there that might be thinking they've got a bearing going bad. If it's an older car, you see it's a simple process. You can do it yourself, save some money. Don't take it somewhere and get it done. Minimal tools. Sometimes you can specialty tools like the race driver. You can rent those at some auto parts stores. You don't have to buy them, although they're very inexpensive tools to buy. Go ahead and try it. Appreciate everybody watching. Share this, like this, comment. See you again soon.